You are listening to Booming Your Bottom Line, arguably the #1 small business podcast for owners who want to reach aging baby boomer consumers, create amazing customer experiences, and grow their companies in the process. Hosted by veterans of the aging boomer niche, Mark Hager and Aaron Murphy. These two are your experts to help you navigate the silver tsunami and dominate your local market. In the next few minutes, you are guaranteed insight, tips, and actionable information to help drive your company to even greater success. Get ready to supercharge your business.
Welcome to Booming Your Bottom Line, a weekly podcast where we talk about how to start, grow, and expand your small business by serving the amazing demographic that is the aging baby boomer consumer. I am Mark Hager, and with me is my co-host, Aaron Murphy. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, good morning, Mark. So last week we wrapped up a two-part series about educating your staff and your employees and your whole team about the boomer consumer. And we wanted to make you aware of how you can empower your employees to create amazing customer experiences, with the goal being that you keep your boomer consumers for long term and get yourself referrals because they talk to other people.
Right, yeah, and it was a great discussion with lots of insights. So make sure you go back and check those podcasts out. It's number 13 and 14, and you can find those at ageandplace.com/smallbusiness. And remember, you can also subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher. Now, before we get started today, I wanted to make you all aware of something that's been in the news for the last couple of weeks, and it's very important to you as a business owner. Now, as of April 21st, Google is going to roll out some changes that will affect how sites that support mobile devices are ranked. Now, that may not sound like something you even care about, but you need to trust me, you need to care about. These changes to how they index sites and how they rank them, it is going to revolutionize the way that mobile friendliness is determined, and will affect the mobile search results across the board once it's rolled out everywhere. Now, like I said, this is a very big deal. It is huge. Okay? Right now, more people access the web and specifically search with their mobile devices, a phone or a tablet computer of some kind, than they do with desktops, and that is just going to keep growing. So if your website doesn't support these mobile phones or tablets, guess what? When they're searching for a product or a service, your competitor's website, if it supports mobile, is going to get served up instead of yours. So it is very, very important. Now, quick tip. If you don't know if your website can support mobile devices, then all you got to do is go to Google and type in Google Mobile Check, and the first listing is going to be their testing tool. Okay? And that testing tool, you just put in your address of your website, and it will let you know if it meets their standards or not. Cool. Now, if you know your website doesn't, you need to get it fixed. Okay? Now, if you don't have somebody you can turn to, or you need help getting your website where it needs to be so you can get ranked well for mobile devices, you can email me directly at smallbusiness@ageandplace.com, and I'll try to point you in the right direction or see if I can help you out. Okay?
Call Mark. Don't call me on that one.
And one other bit of news. We're very excited to announce that we have set up a private Facebook page for small business owners just like you, where Aaron and I are going to be in there, and we're going to be helping to get your questions answered and help you find the resources that you need to grow your business. So I'm going to put a link in the post, and I'll also put it in the newsletter this week. So make sure that you click on the link and you ask to join, and get in there and start talking to us and let us help you. As a group, we can accomplish a lot more than on our own. Okay, so that's the news for this week. Let's get going.
This week we're talking about servant leadership. Okay, we've made reference to it in the past a bit. Terms like partnering with a nonprofit or supporting a philanthropy locally, or just being a business leader and actively contributing to worthwhile organizations in your community. Mm-hmm. So in the longer term, indirectly, what this does is it leads to you connecting, engaging, and building trust and rapport with other consumers and older consumers outside of your four walls, and it really does pay off long term. It's not going to be an overnight thing. but it's top of mind. It's how you just kind of stay out in the community. FaceTime matters, okay?
Right. And this is a really exciting and very rewarding subject. I'm very excited to get into it with everybody.
Well, good. Then I better get started. So let's give you an example. I've been in Rotary, okay, for about 6 years now, and there's similar clubs. I've been on stages speaking at Rotaries and Kiwanis and Lions for a month, on a monthly basis for the last 4 or 5 years now. Rotary's been a really neat personal experience. And longer term, you don't join Rotary for business networking. You join it because you want to pay it forward and give back to those in need in your community.
Absolutely.
And we do international projects too. I mean, I've got friends that just got back from Guatemala doing a clean water, or Ethiopia doing polio eradication. So there's something you're going to find there that's passionate for you about paying it forward. But when you look 3, 4, 5 years down the road, the relationships that I've built there, and by spending time, FaceTime, not computer time,
Yep.
with those people, they think of me when an architecture project comes up in a conversation. And if you were to equate how many project fees I've got versus the cost of being in Rotary, probably a 4 to 5 to 1 ROI, no doubt.
Yeah, great point, Aaron. And it is very important for us to keep balance, and to do the things that give us perspective in our lives. Working to raise money, to help local kids go to college, or, create clean water around the world, or eradicate polio, you get an amazing sense of gratitude out of doing these things, and you really get the feeling of just how blessed you are, to live where you live and do what you do for a living. I mean, this is just amazing. So, what have you found that comes from giving back, via these civic organizations?
Yeah, good question. So honestly, I'd say over time, those people you're with, and I'm in a pretty big club, especially for the size of my town. I'm in a town of 10,000 people outside of Seattle. Our Rotary Club is 130 people.
Wow.
They're all business owners or managers and leaders in their business. They get to spend time with you for, an hour and a half every week over breakfast, and you talk about your kids. And it's kind of like the idea that, relationships happen on golf courses, not in offices, or on the sideline of a soccer field, right? Time. FaceTime is where trust and rapport gets built. And the result of that is not only do you have, in my case, let's just throw that number out, 130 people thinking about you, you also have 130 people that might think of you at a Christmas party when someone else says they want to remodel their kitchen, right? Now, the concept in Business Networking International, you all have probably a B&I group in your local city or town. If not, look it up, B&I. The term I learned there in the weekly educational moment is called the reticular activator. And it's that whole top of mind. When I think this person or this thing comes to mind. They're connected. It's an associative thing that happens in your head. And the only way to make you the solution reticular activator for certain subject matter that those 130 people and then all their friends that they're having dinner and Christmas parties with, the only way to do that is FaceTime.
Right, right. So let's talk some more about, obviously this is an amazing concept, the reticular activator. So how does one go about, implementing that in their own life?
Really what this rolls into is the theory of being top of mind. And that's kind of what branding is all about, right?
Right.
If I say tissue, you say Kleenex. If I say internet search, you say Google.
Exactly.
If I say copy machine, you say Xerox. That's branding, but that's also reticular activator, right? I thought of a subject matter. You came up with unintentionally a brand.
Yep.
So again, we've talked about this in the past a little bit about how you build a brand and market, yourself as a person and a company and a solution for pain points for people. Whether you're an attorney or a grocery store that can deliver, or it doesn't matter. Now, again, is this easy? Yeah. simple no, and the fact that it's really, again, it's about persistence and consistency and making sure that you kind of plan and schedule this stuff so that it's not so much that you're overwhelmed and you throw away, you throw in the towel. It's like going to the gym, right? I'm not going to, if I'm 50 pounds overweight, I'm not going to say, all right, 5 days a week, starting tomorrow. Not going to happen. You'll quit.
Yep.
So, starting, with a plan and making sure that you are just making time every week. Block out 2 or 4 hours that you're out doing something social. And that's what I do. I always make sure, because my job as the owner of my company is to build a pipeline and bring in business.
Right.
That is my highest and best use. I can draft, I can draw plans in a computer, but there's somebody else that can do that. No one can do what I do, and that is get work. So.
Yep, totally worth it. I completely agree. So clearly you're seeing, the results in your own bottom line in your business. And I guess the question that a lot of people are going to ask at this point, is how do I get started, or where should I go to get started with the limited time I have? Aaron and I have discussed this, at length, and in personal experience, we can offer you a couple of ideas that you can pursue right now. We like to do that. We like to give you actionable items that you can go ahead and get started on. So the first one, obviously, we've been talking about civics organizations, is go join some kind of civic group. You're going to feel good about being part of a bigger solution and giving back to your own community and those in needs. And that is so important for the balance in your life and to help you keep perspective for yourself. And a byproduct of that is that you are going to gain the trust and rapport from other business owners in your community. Now, obviously, that is not the goal, and you're not going to realize that immediately. And you need to understand that it's not the goal so you can personify that. And by that I mean, you go in there and you do it for the right reasons, and that shows in your actions, because if you don't, then other people are going to see through that. And I know all of us have met people like that many times in our lives. Now, over the months and years of being involved, in your community, you're going to gain that trust from your peers because you are a part of something bigger than you, something that's good. You're doing good. They will see you and your company as caring about social issues, caring about your community, and this is where the reticular activator comes into play. You're going to be top of mind when they're in their own social settings and you're not even present, and a subject comes up and they go, oh, you need to call Aaron. You need to call Bob. This is the guy that can help you. Without you even being there, your company name or your name is going to be dropped in that conversation. And that is the long-term vision. And that is where your persistence and your consistency in attending and being involved is going to pay off. Once you get there, you essentially have a sales team that's out there in your community that's thinking about you and bringing you up when they meet people who have obstacles in their own lives where your company may be a solution. And it is absolutely amazing and ultimately free, this activity that you're doing, that you have this sales force out there tooting your horn for you. Right. And we all know that, having someone else talk about your company is way more effective than you trying to sell yourself. And it is just, it is absolutely amazing that a business can have that working in the background for them every day.
Yeah, very powerful. And there's no doubt about the truth of that whole discussion Mark just said. It's a must. In my personal opinion, it's a must. Get involved in something bigger than Mark, you. What's the second part of this equation? What's the other way to look at being a servant leader that's going to get a good positive correlation between community conversations about you and your business?
Okay. So the next part is community sponsorship. And that is the idea that you should support local venues, events, activities in your community. Okay?
Yep.
Now, I know for a fact that Aaron has never purchased a single newspaper or printed ad anywhere.
It's true.
Now, that being said, he's reached his 5-year business anniversary. Statistically, where, he's outlasted 80% of the small businesses. With not a single print ad, he is 1 in 5 businesses that reach the 5-year mark without folding in. And that is amazing, so congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
When we talked about this strategy, I knew that Aaron knew what he was talking about. We've got to support locally. You got to pay it forward. For example, you go in and you purchase a small ad and a piece of literature, but you don't do it just to say I buy an ad. You do it in sponsorship of that local event. So if somebody's running an event and you purchase an ad spot to support that. Right. When your town has a carnival or a spelling bee or they have some kind of race for a benefit, golf tournament, whatever it is, you want to support those things. And you couple that with your civic group involvement, and it is the perfect combination for your business. You're essentially saying to everyone who's paying attention, and they will pay attention, we're here, we care about you, and we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. And by money, time, whatever, you're willing to support the community, and there is nothing better for your business.
Yeah. And the only place I spend $250 a month is to be in the thing that comes out with the high school football program and the spring schedule for gymnastics, and that's the only place I pay. And it's a business card size ad. You're just saying yes, I support you. So now the last topic for today is community work. This one's easy, self-explanatory, but incredibly important. Okay, you can give money. Everyone can write a check at some point in their life, but the time and the participation at local events speaks a ton of volume about your company. It really falls in the actions are louder than words category. So volunteer to work at booths, at community events. Go hang out with your chiropractor and, wear the vest that has your own logo on it, but, it's some triathlon. I've done that. Or get a business booth at a charity event. Be present, but be present in a community contribution and in a giving way, not by buying ads.
Right.
So, find the one that resonates with you. Okay. If you're a dog lover, then support Paws. If you're a golfer, support that. But be volunteering and participating. Be actively a part of your community. Block out time every week or you won't do it. I swear to you.
Yep, absolutely.
But the goodwill that you build with your peers and your organization will pay off. My dad's a business owner, and he's a great sounding board for me, and he keeps me in check on that. 20 to 30% of your time's got to be pipeline development, okay? Or you're going to have this horrible roller coaster ebb and flow of feast and famine. So
that is an amazing tip right there.
It's true, but let's stop there today, okay? That's a ton of info. We want to give it time to digest. Next week, we're going to talk more about customer experience from an accessibility standpoint because we are talking about older consumers. So we'll dig in a little bit there next week.
Yeah, and that's way more, just, I'm sure everybody knows this, but that is way more than just wider doors and handicap parking.
I'm not sure everybody knows that.
Well, maybe they don't. But anyway, it is going to be great, and this has been a topic that we've both been very excited about to talk on. So make sure you turn in for that episode. We appreciate you all being here. Please visit our website at ageandplace.com/smallbusiness. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter. It's got a weekly insider tips that we send out, stuff that we don't cover in the podcast. I promise it's a great resource for you.
Absolutely. And again, we're here for you. So if you've got questions that you want us to cover on a podcast, if you got questions, you can go to our new Facebook page or drop us a line by email at smallbusiness@ageandplace.com. For consulting or a business consulting request, if you put that in the subject line, we're going to get back to you within 24 hours because we want to set up an initial interview call, make sure we're comfy with each other, and understand your issues so we can take them on, right away, head on. So we're here to help.
Right. Okay, so please do us a favor, and if you like what we're doing with these free weekly podcasts, and you think we're providing value to you all, then please share our podcasts on Twitter or Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, or even an email to a friend. We want your help. We're asking for your help to help us spread the message that we're trying to get out to small business owners and help them grow their companies.
Yep, help us help you. Good. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks again for being here with us. Be blessed, be well, and boom your bottom line.
If you would like to work with Mark and Aaron, have any questions about the show, or have a topic you would like them to cover that would help your business, please send an email to smallbusiness@ageandplace.com or call 865-236-1247. You will find the podcast archive, articles, and more to help you as you build your company at ageandplace.com/smallbusiness. Booming Your Bottom Line is a joint venture of ageandplace.com and Empowering the Mature Mind.